All right. It says we are live, and I'm going to trust it this week. So, first and foremost, have you popped up yet? Yeah.
No, an ad.
Well, you can skip that ad here in a second. I forgot to turn those off again. I usually don't turn on ads until after the fact. Hopefully, everybody has skipped your little ad there real quick since I can't go in and cut them off during the middle of the live stream. But it is January the 1st.
Still ads.
We're waiting on this ad. I think some of y'all already see me and skip past your ad.
Okay.
All right, we're past the ad now. Woohoo! YouTube had to make their money. How about that? So it's January the 1st, 2023. So first and foremost, Happy New Year, everybody. Oh my goodness, did last year completely fly by. Thinking back now to when we started the house, it seems like it's forever and a day ago, but when we were in the process, it's like, will this thing ever get started and ever get over with? Now here we are. This April will be, we've already lived in the house a year.
Oh wow.
That's crazy when you think about
Dang.
it. Okay,
It
so
feels like
hopefully
yesterday.
let's do the live Kelly's live stream test. Can y'all hear us?
Yes.
Can y'all see us?
Oh, I better turn on my
Because
chat.
believe it or not, 3 minutes before the live stream started, my computer just dropped Wi-Fi. I don't know why. Everything in the house is still connected to internet. My computer just dropped internet. I think that's what happened a couple weeks ago when in the middle of a live stream. So
Hopefully we hang in there.
if you're new, can see and hear you well. Thank you. If you're new, just going to go ahead and forewarn you electronic gremlins plague every live stream that we have. So we're probably going to cut off in the middle of speaking or talking. It's always something. It used to be the internet, but now we got pretty reliable internet. Then it was camera equipment, and it's just always something. Software crashing. I mean, welcome
We're
to
live.
welcome to live streaming. So let's go ahead and get some really important stuff out and said before we get cut off and everybody has to find us on a second live stream. So first of all, welcome. Like I said, January 1st, 5 p.m. Eastern. If you're watching this back later, by all means, leave a comment. We just may not respond immediately. We may no longer be live. We just allow playbacks. And what else do I usually say? What was I going to say? I'm drawing a blank today. Oh, yeah. If you're new, this is your first time on one of our live streams, drop a comment. Let us know. We have an awesome community of people here that will welcome you. Ask any questions that you like. We'll try to catch them, although we can't catch every single comment or question. But you're more than welcome to repeat it, and we'll do our best to answer your most burning desires and questions within reason. Okay, so first and foremost, the most important thing, we're not going to make you wait. I said I had some important stuff to say on this live stream. Thank you, everybody, for your thoughts and prayers for Mr. Doug. Everybody's constantly asking every week about Mr. Doug. And if you're new, don't know who he is, he's been vacant from the live streams and channel for quite a few months because he experienced some major medical issues. But long story short, I just want everybody to know Mr. Doug reached out to me. He is in 100% remission as of right now. Well, that word should tell you exactly what he had going on, along with some surgeries and other things. So he had some major stuff going on in his life. Now, with that said, remission means coast is clear for now. That does not mean necessarily for the future, although we 100% believe in prayer and that he's fully healed and going to be good to go. But please keep him in your thoughts and prayers. But thank you so much, everybody who has been thinking about Mr. Doug. And for the people that don't know him, just probably the most kind, generous man that a lot of us have ever met. We have basically a family here on our live streams. In the comment section, you'll see everybody talking back and forth, and he's a big part of our YouTube family. So I did want to share that. Let's go ahead and get that out there. And thank you, everybody that's keeping him in mind, and please continue to do so. But some positive news for everybody that's been asking for the last few weeks. We've been waiting on that doctor's report there. So I thought I would share that. Big thank you to everybody who sent us. We got a pile of Christmas cards and everything else in there. And I want to give a shout out to who is it? Jim and Shelly, if I remember correctly. Yep, I know I talk to Mr. Jim a lot, and Miss Irma, who handmade us some neck towels and towels for us. Tiffany for cooking
Thank you so
and in her
much.
kitchen. That's awesome.
And the story behind it was
Yeah,
sweet.
it was an awesome story
Because
too.
Irma does this for her daughter that's has some medical issues, and all the proceeds go to her. That was a lovely story.
It is. So I tell you what, speaking of that, since all the proceeds stuff go there, it's called One Needle Sewing. I'll do my best to remember to put this down in the description. If you want to check after the live stream, I'll update the description. You can check on the stuff there, but appreciate her sending that out, and for everybody keeping us in thoughts and prayers and all the Christmas wishes and Happy New Year wishes and cards and everything else. Y'all are an awesome group of people. So thank y'all so much for that. hopefully y'all had a wonderful Christmas. Since we skipped last week, we celebrated our anniversary and Christmas. Tiffany has just been so spoiled this week. Let me tell y'all, she's one lucky girl. So what did you have last week since we didn't cook for everybody?
He cooked me an amazing prime rib for our anniversary, and it turned out amazing, like everything else he's cooked. And
First ever prime rib too, and
yeah,
I think I nailed it.
yeah, you did.
All
It
right.
was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trust me, she'll tell me if it ain't good.
And then yesterday he
Mhm.
cooked a
Brisket.
brisket. I drew a blank. Sorry.
Well, we're also staring in the world's brightest light over here, trying to illuminate our face. So, yeah.
Yeah, it was great. It was really good. We've
Yep.
been eating like kings,
Kings and queens.
queens.
We've been eating like
Yeah.
fat people, really.
Yeah.
Briskets and prime ribs and all, but oh man, has it been so good? I'll have
We're
that
gonna be
brisket
on
video
the
out.
healthier note
Yeah,
today,
she keeps
maybe.
telling me that all week. Our New
More
Year's
vegan.
resolution is going to be we're going to go on a diet. I'm like, ours? I never
We're just
said
gonna
that.
cut back more.
We are?
We are.
I never agreed to this. I've got to get cooking videos out for people and they have expectations.
It's
So
okay. We can cut back a little.
I like to eat a lot. Hey, I got walking trails put in. I'm going to go burn off some of this
Yeah.
stuff. Everybody keeps making fun of me about that. Yeah, you need them walking trails after the way that you eat. Yeah, you're exactly right there. Oh, all right. So we got some good news out of the way there. We also have something else to make an announcement tonight. We'll save that for a little bit later. We gotta tease you a little
Yeah,
there.
let him hang on the string.
Yeah, we got some more, I think, good news. I think it's going to be really fun. So we'll talk about that in just a little bit. So, yes, thank you, everybody that is so excited about Mr. Doug's good news. We're all still just absolutely thrilled about that. We really are. So, Eric says, Zoe says, Happy New Year.
Hi.
Thank you. Hello, Zoe. And hello to everybody else that's wishing us a Happy New Year here. Let me grab, oh, Cash is calling me out. He says,
You
question.
tell him about the breakfast
Yeah, I did. Me and Cash talk about food all week long. We're always texting back. Well, what are you cooking? What are you cooking? So I told him I was going to do brisket breakfast burritos today. And Cash, I hate to tell you, we actually didn't. Somebody slept in way past breakfast, so we didn't have it, and we just had brisket and homemade mac and cheese, and we just had lunch. Had a big lunch today, and tonight. Tiffany, even though we don't need the food, we're going to eat it. But my
Yeah,
goodness, we have
we
a ton of
bought it, so
leftovers. I requested a meal that we've done before, but we haven't had in forever now that I think about it. Been months. So tell them what we're cooking tonight.
we're gonna use our venison sausage to good use tonight, and we are gonna do a cabbage stir fry with venison and bacon and onions and cabbage, and then I make this nice mustard sauce.
I
to go
think the
on
sauce
top.
is my favorite
Yeah.
part. So, Miss Radmilla, I don't know if you're on and watching. I know it's late there. We're eating cabbage and vegetables tonight. You should be happy. And it's venison sausage. So, yeah, it's got fat
Very
in it.
lean.
Well, but it's leaner. And my goodness, the sauce that she makes, it is so stinking good. Actually, somebody got on to me the other day from uh they weren't from America, and they said, I don't know why would you say something stinking? That doesn't make no sense. Just the way we mix words up here and sayings. I said in the video, I was like, this is so stinking good, and they were so confused. They're like,
Oh.
if it's stinking, how is it good? I was like, oh no, it's just what we Americans do. We just put words where they don't belong. So Chris says, question. Did you hear um basically us say that now yours and Cash's room is done? I didn't think y'all were sharing a room. I thought we agreed no bunk beds, and somebody was going to get the deer blind. Somebody's going to get the room. No, Cash has talked several times about getting the deer blind, and I'm fine with that because Chris is the only one that's offered, you know, reasonable rent.
Right, true.
Yeah, so we'll
So,
take the rent.
yeah,
So
I guess he can stay inside then.
yeah, so we'll give you a roof over your head, Chris, and all the cheese you can eat for that rent that you offered. Cash gets the deer blind, although I'm making it nicer and nicer by the day, so
Right.
he'll be okay out there as well. Oh goodness, let's see what else we got here. Catch a few questions. So Cash brought up another good point that I thought was awesome. Brisket mac and cheese sliders on Hawaiian king rolls.
What now?
Brisket mac and cheese sliders on Hawaiian king
Oh
rolls.
my gosh.
That sounds so healthy and good,
And we
Cash.
put some brisket in the freezer, so Andrew's gonna remember that.
Heck yeah, it was a 15-pound brisket. Now I cut off about 3 to 4 pounds of fat. My goodness, that you pay for. Don't you just love that? But with that said, we still couldn't eat all that. We had 11, 12 pounds of meat. So yeah, we put up 2 big chunks in the freezer to make brisket sandwiches one day and whatever else we want, or maybe some brisket mac and cheese.
No, we're not having the traditional New Year's dinner.
Yeah, we didn't have the black-eyed peas, the
Yeah.
collard greens, and what else? Ham.
Right.
I
Some
think
people
ham.
say ham rice have a meaning.
Well, we'll see how that
Yeah.
treats us this year, not doing the traditional meal. Well, we got sick quite a few times last year and we didn't get rich, so it didn't
Mm-mm.
work for us last year. Now, speaking of, so which y'all didn't see it because I've for once in my life been caught up on videos, but we just went through the flu here at the house as well. So you're going to hear me talk about in a couple videos getting released this week. We had us a little quick doctor's visit or testing to do the other day. So Miss Tiffany got the flu for Christmas. Had to go
Yep,
through
my lovely
fever and all that
Christmas
stuff for a
present.
few days. So we went and got tested. It was for sure the flu. Somehow we've been steering clear of. I've steered clear of everybody. She's way past her fever and not contagious anymore. Uh, last fever was several days ago. I haven't caught anything yet. I
Yeah.
don't see
I only had
how.
2, 3 days that I was down.
I don't see how I haven't caught the flu. See, it's all that awesome eating that I do that everybody makes fun of. My metabolism's so good, I beat the flu.
No, I'm just that clean. I keep the house clean.
I ain't gonna lie. I felt run down 2 days, had an itchy throat, runny nose, but I never had fever, never got beat down really. So maybe I had a little taste of it and my body beat it off. So fingers crossed. If we make it another day or so, I can consider myself in the
I think
clear.
you're already in the
I
clear.
think I'm in the clear as of today as well. So Marshall asked, do we have any plans to go to the National Farmer Show in Louisville, Kentucky? I do not. Traveling is going to be very difficult for me this year. I actually just got a sweet invitation to go out to CES, which is, well, this week. I really wanted to go to that one. But with animals, projects, commitments that I have, like binding commitments for the channel and everything else, it's extremely hard for me to travel right now. Plus, we had a lot of family in town, get-togethers, all that stuff. But Louisville's a long way off, and I know exactly where it is because I have family that live up there. But it's going to be hard for me to break away, especially over the next 3 months. I am booked solid with an unreal amount of legal commitments, signed contracts, as well as I got to help my father build a shop. We'll probably include that on the channel. So there's going to be some more construction and stuff coming up. The list just goes on and on and on. So no traveling in the near future. Just don't have time for it. Oh, there's Miss Redmilla. All right, she is on.
Yeah, she was on after you talked about what we're having for dinner. She jumped right on after that. Yeah, and so she might
Cabbage,
have missed that
cabbage.
part.
For all I know, cabbage is probably not good for you. Glenn says he doesn't care for
Cabbage is
cabbage.
good for you.
I used to not care for cabbage, Glenn, but whenever you throw sausage in there and this sauce, I mean, you can make anything taste good. It tastes really good like that. Oh, what else we got here? Julie says she walks path on her 16 acres of woods and fields for almost 40 years. Still here, but don't walk well enough in the woods anymore.
Oh,
That's what I'm hoping to do with my paths. I've already done walked them quite a few times. Actually, all four of us took a little afternoon walk the other day, and somebody was panting a little heavy by the end of the walk, I think.
was that you?
Bullet was. Actually, I was, and I could tell you were
Oh,
kind of feeling too.
well, I was having a whole bullet the whole
She kept
time.
blaming we might need to go back to the house because of Bullet. I'm like,
Nope,
uh-huh.
I
You
was fine.
getting tired of
We were
walking too.
actually slowly, casually
We
walking.
were,
So
but it's downhill, it's uphill, it's
yeah,
soft sand or soft dirt, pine
but I
straw.
was
It's
having
kind
a
of hard
log
walking.
bullet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we've been taking us a little walk on it. I enjoy the heck out of it. I really do. I just love being out in the woods. It's not necessarily about hunting. It's just enjoying your property you bought and paid for. There's so much more to the property than what y'all always see behind us on the camera here. Speaking of behind us, boy, the yard looks great now after all them cold days doing. Somebody asked earlier, like, is your grass not green anymore? Heck no.
Nope.
We hit 19 here one day, 23 the next, 20 the next day, and then multiple more 20s, heavy frost. It killed everything, including, looks like almost all my citrus are wiped out too, even though I had them wrapped up. I think moving forward in the future, I'm going to have to build a small greenhouse and just have citrus in pots. They're going to have to go inside or they're going to have to go in the shop. We hit the teens here last year, which is unexpected. We hit the teens here again this year, and this citrus just cannot, it cannot handle it. And we're so open and exposed here. That's north behind us. So we get all the cold wind, everything. And I think we hit single digits one night that it was 19. It was blowing so hard here. I'm confident we probably hit single digit wind chills, which Florida plants are not built for. Neither are Florida people. But we made it through good. I know a lot of y'all deal with a whole heck of a lot worse than we did. Let's see here. So, James, did we get the Christmas gift that you sent us? Yes, we actually just talked about it. You better rewatch this live stream. So, thank y'all so much for what you sent
Yes,
over.
thank you.
And we got, like I said, we got several more cards and
Cards.
all kinds of other stuff from people. So, thank you everybody that sent stuff over. The dogs are going crazy.
They
We
must be done with their bones.
we gave them bones right before the live stream started, and they done chewed them up. Now they're fighting each other for scraps. Here we go again. Sharon, has the pool come in yet? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
We
it's
announced that.
here.
We announced that a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
That's another one of the big commitments and projects that I have coming up. Although it technically does not have to be in until later spring. I just don't want to be out there working on it when it's burning up hot. We want to be enjoying it. We went ahead and ordered it because we had such a hard time getting a pool over the last many months. Y'all remember the story? We ordered one, it got canceled, none to be found anywhere, not the models we wanted. So once one finally popped up right before Christmas and they had it on a Christmas sale, well, guess what? We went ahead, bought that thing, and we've got it stored. See if I can beep him. I got a collar on Ruger, and I've got him trained to where I beep him, he knows to stop. I don't shock him or nothing like that, everybody. But
Oh
beeping him,
yeah, you're gonna get
and it's
really
got,
upset.
I know, and it's got a vibration function on it too. And believe it or not, he can't stand that. So that's I get to use a function that doesn't hurt him at all if he's doing something I don't like. So we're training him up really well. He's responding to that caller really
He's
well.
doing
I
really
should have
good.
started that earlier. Now, if he's out where I can't see him or out in the woods, I carry that with me when we go for a walk. If he gets too far away, all I do is beep it. He immediately comes and finds me. Like he's doing really good with that thing. Let's see what else we got here. There was another comment that I missed here. Oh, grilling addiction. Nick says, you killed it on the deer roast. Thank you, Nick. I'm not the world's biggest fan of roast, to be perfectly honest with you, but it's a good way to take an extremely tough cut of meat and do something with. I don't crave a roast, chili, anything like that until it's really cold. And it's usually something like I want one time. It's just kind of the way that we are. Otherwise, I just ground the shoulders up and make burger with, which you can use all year long. So what are our goals for this year? Asked Joe Crayons. I don't personally get too much into the New Year's resolutions or goals. I kind of feel like if it's something that should be done or something you should make a commitment to, well, you should do that at any time, not wait for New Year's to kind of talk you into it. But as far as, I guess, a general fun goal, we actually talked about this in something today that we'll announce here in just a minute. One of the biggest goals that I want for the year is to continue to grow our social media presence and channel and continue to meet people just like yourself. And I would love, love, love to get Tiffany home more and on more content, even if we can get her to where she's working part-time. That's my number one goal for the year. I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'm going to lose 20 pounds and do all this other crazy stuff. I'm going to go to the gym. No, I should have did that last month if it's that important, right? But we're just going to keep focusing on growing our social media presence. And I really, really, really want to get Tiffany home more. I do. So what's your goals for this year? You can say go to the gym, lose weight, all that crazy stuff. I'm just not going to sit here and make empty promises.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess just to continue moving forward with, our plans here and trying to, you know, build the rest of our,
That's a
homestead
good
here.
goal. I mean, I guess that brings me to another goal. Something
Get
I've
you to get the pool in.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's definitely her
Uh,
goal. Got the house finished, kind of. Now you can live in that. Yeah, she wants her pool. That's a good goal. Another goal that we're going to try to do, part of growing the channel, I think we're going to start getting a little more focused on some self-sufficiency this year, more self-dependence. Again, we're not going into full prepper mode or all that scare you to death stuff that I see so many channels do that really does get views, but we got to start being a little smarter about just the way the world's becoming, y'all. Things are just they're getting out of hand. They're getting crazy. They're getting scary, really. So as far as power and food and everything else, I think some goals this year is by the end of this year, I want to be a little more confident and comfortable on where we stand. Um, in case, just something happens, whatever that may be. It could be Mother Nature, it could be geopolitical stuff. Who knows? I just want to be a little more prepared, sleep better at night. So, not that we're doing bad right now, but there's lots of stuff that needs some work. And I hear somebody swimming.
yeah.
Oh, he's just
No,
gulping
he
water
just
down.
got out.
All
He
right,
was swimming.
there's Ruger swimming. God, and we got him a new pool on the way. Everybody keeps telling me your dog's outgrown that pool. Yes, I know. I
Yeah.
ordered one last week. I'm just waiting on it to show up. So see, how many subs away from your silver plaque are you? Oh, I want that plaque so bad. I ain't never been a trophy guy, but I want that YouTube play button. So we've got to hit 100,000. And what are we? We're just think we're approaching 72,000 right now on this particular channel. So we still got a ways to go. But somebody, Mr. Jimmy mentioned earlier, let's get y'all to 100,000 this year. I think that's another very good goal.
That is
Let's,
a good goal. You've
it's
said
just
that already
it's just
last
got a
year.
good ring to it, 100,000. So we get that silver plaque. Not that we're superficial or care about numbers or things like that. It's just it represents more than a number. Well, something else we talked about today. I'll go ahead and announce here. We keep hinting around and something's going on, but it represents more than a number. It's people just don't have a clue how much work, time, energy, effort, and money has been put in just to get to this point. A lot of sacrifices. So it represents all that,
Hmm.
hard work and reaping the rewards for it. We all have experienced that in our life, whether it's planting and growing a garden and you get to see the growth and enjoy the food, or raising a child or something. There's when you put time, energy, and effort into something and you see it actually go somewhere, you get something back from it. Man, that's a cool feeling. All right, so we've led y'all on enough. One more exciting announcement. Some of y'all may be like, woohoo. Some of y'all may be like, you're crazy. Who
Right.
cares? But as much as I admitted, I hardly have any time to focus and think now. I have decided to take more of my time away. We're starting a third channel. Yes. Actually, it's already started. I signed up for it today.
Yep.
So we're going to release a video out this week. Probably maybe tomorrow, the next day, depending on when I can get all this editing done. We are starting a podcast channel. I know some people are like, oh God, there's so many people out there podcasting right now. Yes, because it's actually the fastest growing segment of, well, most of social media content. There's explosive growth in it. That's not why I'm doing it. So our channel's always been kind of directed toward DIY and just our lifestyle. And I don't want to say things get censored in that, but you kind of have a narrative that you go along with making your certain type of content for your channel, just like our other channel, our outdoors channel has a certain type. But there is so many good conversations that I feel like we all could have that can be talked about. I already have conversations with y'all in the comments, and y'all bring up such good valid points. And there's so much with our past and our history and how we got here, marriage and finances. And like I said, we won't really get into political stuff too much. There's just plenty of that going on, but we may some. We're going to use this podcasting platform to bring other people on to hear other experiences, to talk about things that y'all are interested in. We just recorded episode number 1 today, and it's basically a lot of behind the scenes stuff about us that y'all have probably never known. I'm gonna go ahead and forewarn everybody. If you come over to our podcast channel, it's going to be a little less censored, maybe a little more edgy. Um, I keep calling it the Kelleys After Dark. That's not the name of our channel, but it's going to kind of be us expressing ourselves, talking about all kinds of things, from sensitive subjects, from money to marriage to everything. So for the people that's truly interested in some, I think going to be some awesome topics. I already got a whole list of topics and people I'm going to bring on. If you want to hear about that, I'll put that down in the description as well. But it's going to be the name of it is, goodness gracious, these dogs are loud. Kelly's Off Script. We're going to have no script. It's just going to be a subject, and we're going to go for it. And we're just going to start talking as we please. We did that today, and we talked a little over 50 minutes.
Yeah.
We had to cut ourselves off.
You did a lot of talking.
I did a lot of talking. I love to talk, so I guess a podcast is right up my alley. And it's going to be a video podcast as well, not just audio. Because we're technically talking to you. So hopefully y'all will be interested in that. Like I said, I just started the channel, Kelly's Off Script. Go be our first subscriber. That'd be awesome. But I will release an official video and then post our first podcast. I'm excited about it. I really am. The more I have listened to podcasts recently, and people, you can be inspired by them. You can be motivated by them. I mean, I listen to some, like I listen to Dave Ramsey's podcast. I mean, that's just an awesome one. I won't ramble on too much more about it. This has turned into a podcast. Let me shut up. So let's see. I'm about 1,000,000 comments behind. So there's that. That's, like I said, we're full of all kinds of news tonight. Let's see what else we got going here. Pick another few random comments. Oh, I see y'all talking about smudge pots. Why are y'all talking about that? Because
They were talking about for the citrus.
yeah, because that's
Yeah.
something that's been on my mind. I'm actually going to, it's on my project list that's about, well, this on the camera can't pick it up. I'm going to build my own smudge pot, because the few you find around here are rusted out. People want an arm and a leg for them. And there's only one company I've found in the United States that's even building them anymore, out of Arizona, and they're quite pricey. So I think I am going to build me one. That's going to be a cool DIY project right there. Oh, goodness gracious. So what else we got here? Let me just grab another random comment. So long-haired lefty said, I tagged you in a 1-minute video about a camera rig that you need. Oh boy, more money. Can I spend more money?
Maybe you can make it.
No, I probably can't make no camera rig. All right. I'll have to go. There's a special section in YouTube for tags that I never check when somebody tags you. I'll have to go check that out. Hopefully I remember to do that after the live stream. Otherwise, drop me a comment on a video saying, hey, go check it out. So Glenn says, when you're trail cutting, the video reminded me when I was a kid, I'd grumble about all the chores I had to do, but I'd wear my butt out in the woods on a BMX bicycle and machete cutting trails. Amen to that. I think we can all look back at a lot of stuff that we hated as a kid. Guess what I used to hate as a kid? Gardens. Couldn't stand. I
Mm-hmm.
also hated cutting grass. Couldn't stand cutting grass and gardens. They were a complete waste of my childhood. I felt like I didn't understand it. You go to the grocery store and buy this stuff. Why are we growing in a home? Why I got to mow the yard? Should be playing with my friend across the street. Sorry, I'm losing my voice here. So it's funny. Now I love gardening. I love mowing grass. It's relaxing to me. Childhood memories, man, they're wild and crazy. Actually, I think that is one of my podcast subjects. We'll talk about some of that stuff too. There you go, Glenn. You got a podcast subject. How about that? Sugar is the enemy in 2023. Nick, that's tough to get away from, but you're not wrong there. We're all consuming way more than we were ever designed to. That's
That's
for
right.
sure.
Very true.
And Miss Ramilla right behind him. Your goal should be more veggies.
It is. We got the hydroponics going.
Yay! That I about killed because I let the fertilizer get way too low, I found out, but I have spruced it up the last few days and it's coming back to life. Oh, goodness. Cash says he's got to jump off. Well, my goodness, Cash. We haven't been on very long, but see you. Don't come back now, you hear? All right, come on back. Let's see here. So James says it was the pot holders. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We got those in. And when will I start the chicken coop? So I'm glad you brought that up because that's been a big promise I've been making everybody. But I did forewarn y'all a few live streams ago that I was working on something that's been a gigantic request from viewers, just a huge request. I was working on something with a company. Well, I pitched something that was far-fetched for a channel our size, and they partially bit, let's just say. We're going to have to commit a lot of time and money ourselves to this, but I have another project due to some, well, legally binding commitments. Stuff's got to be out by a certain time frame that I've got to move ahead of the chicken coop. So we're probably talking, I don't know, a few weeks to another month before I start the chicken coop. That's not going to be a problem because, well, tomorrow a few chickens are scheduled on my scheduler to go to freezer camp. And we're going to make a video on that. It's going to be a little controversial, but people got to understand the way farms work. And there's a very important reason why. It's not just a room issue that we're dealing with right now. It's just there's a lot more going on out there. Some super aggressive stuff, and it's not good having
Yeah.
as many roosters as we have, no matter what size pen or coop that we build. The coop is coming. It's got to come because I need more eggs. Speaking of, holy smokes, y'all. I just went grocery shopping a
I
couple of
know. We
days
got to
ago.
get the eggs soon.
Y'all, what happened? We went from $3 a dozen eggs to I bought an 18 pack of eggs locally at a grocery store. It was $9 and something. What the heck happened? Why did they just get so expensive? A 30 pack of eggs was like $15. I don't understand it. Now it makes me want chicken more than ever. So we're going to get the bigger coop without a doubt because the 3 hens that we got are not going to lay a whole lot of eggs, and the one rooster we're going to keep, well, he's going to lay 0 eggs. So we're heading there.
Nope.
But what that also
Nope.
means is we got a wet dog trying to jump on us. What that also means is we have another
Down.
awesome project coming. I don't want to talk about it just yet because I'm still ironing out the details, but you're going to see it in the next couple of weeks, and it's going to be a multi-series project
Mm-mm.
that has had a lot of
No.
people ask for it.
No.
Uh-huh. Got a wet dog jumping all over us. We had to beep beep him. That's what Tiffany's calling him now. Beep beep because of this thing. Oh man, I'm talking like 5 minutes per comment, Arna, or question. I'm never going to get anything answered. So did you get my message about the Silver Queen corn? What are y'all going to plant this year? I did, Crystal. You're going to hate me. I did not open it. I did see your email. I literally have about 40 to 50 emails in my inbox that I haven't deleted, because I get tons of them a day. And I'm about 2 weeks behind on reading emails with the holidays, us relaxing. all the other stuff going on, I've kind of let my emails slip. I've been focusing solely on comments and everything else between Facebook and YouTube. But I do have your email saved, and I'll read it. And what are we going to
Stop.
plant this year? It's going to be the usual Silver Queen beans. She's requesting a ton more beans. I think we're
Yes,
going to
more
cut back
beans.
dramatically on okra. We're just not eating as much as we used to, and it makes so much.
Because it's not bright behind us. I'm gonna turn off that light because it's not really. Or what? Or what should I do?
It may go quite dark. You can kill that light. Yeah, it's blinding the heck out of us, and I'll just have to turn the ISO up. We may adjust the camera here in just a second. So potatoes, I'm gonna try that again, even though the fire ants constantly eat my potatoes. Squash, zucchini, the list goes on and on and on. Woo, that got dark.
Did it?
Yep, that's fine. Let me turn the ISO up. That was last call, y'all. See you. All right, adjust this camera. We're probably still gonna be a little dark, but I don't want to wash it all out. Holding the live stream at the time we do, we're constantly battling, well, the setting sun and darkness. I'm also going to make an adjustment to the garden this year because that project I was talking about is going to require me to move some things around. So it's going to get interesting. But here's the thing, believe it or not, our little garden produces far more than we could ever eat. I talked about extending the garden to do more vining crops like, watermelons, cantaloupes, cucumbers, but honestly, we give away, you would be shocked at how much food we give away, and then that we just kind of let rot at the end of the day after we fill up 2 freezers full. I can't believe how much food you can get out of a tiny little raised bed space, especially when you have good compost. And I've tried to tell people that it doesn't take a big yard. You can take a back city yard if you can get enough sunlight and do a few raised beds, and you will be blown away at how much food you can put up. It's crazy. The one thing I got to focus on this year is seeds and getting plants started early, because the last 2 years it has been so difficult to find seeds and plants. I keep losing my voice.
So before you go any further, we have everybody's jumping around trying to find our other channel and they can't find it. So go ahead and explain why they can't find it.
Well,
Everybody's
no, it's up there.
well, they're saying that they can't find it.
Okay, well, y'all bear with me. I haven't actually searched for it, but it's active. Let me I guess we can try to get over there real quick. Maybe I won't cut y'all off. Watch, I'm gonna kill the internet or something. Let's check it out. It's probably the spelling, because our last name is.
Did you forget?
I already forgot her name because I was so set on the other name. Off script.
Off script. Maybe you said unscripted.
It's going to be tough to find. What I'm going to have to do is give y'all an actual link to it. So here's what's happening. Probably because we have 0 videos, it's just not going to bring it up in the search immediately. So we just recorded a little 30-second video right before we started this live stream, and I'm going to just probably release it tomorrow or the next day. I've got to get my podcast edited first, and editing podcasts is quite involved, by the way, all the different audio clips and everything else that goes on with it. And I'll put a link in that video. It'll be us quickly posting a short saying, hey, we're starting a new channel. Here's the link if you want to check it out. So I know my channel's official. I did everything today. It probably isn't going to let you find it until it moves me up the list and I actually post some content. That's what it's looking like. Let me just put the words together and see if maybe that's what it is. Oh, I have to post a link. We'll get all that figured out, but it's official. I did all that today. So we'll get it back to you. I don't know why I keep losing my voice.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we just got
You've been doing lots of talking for a
I
couple
have.
hours.
I forgot. We did that live stream too, and I have talked my head off, but hopefully we didn't
Yeah.
jinx me with the sickness here. I'm losing my voice. Okay, let me grab a few more random comments since I'm so far behind. Spam said, about the time those 2 troublemakers went to freezer camp. Well, there's going to be 3 of them going to freezer camp. We only need 1 rooster out there, and we have 4 right now. But yeah, 2 of them are unbelievable troublemakers. One is extremely aggressive toward, excuse me, the hens, and the other one attacks me every time I try to give them food and water, snacks, whatever. I'm not going to tolerate that. I'm trying to feed and help you. And there is one in there
And they're
that's,
screaming all day long.
yeah, they're a little loud in the background too. A lot of people keep saying that. Oh my goodness, in the background of all the videos I record, but we're not taking care of them for that reason. So Max says it's your fault. I just ordered that V4 diesel heater. Well, hey buddy, enjoy it. I tell you what, I hunted some last week and I enjoyed the heck out of mine. One morning, it was in the 20s, and I used that diesel heater out in the deer blind, and I had to bump it up to setting 2 in there because it was freezing cold, and it made it so nice and comfortable. And I ran my one in the shop last week for a little while, and it'll actually heat a small workspace well. Now, a 1,500 square foot shop, it's not going to heat that, but the general area that you're working in, say if you were to run it around a vehicle and you're wrenching underneath or something, it works really well for that. And here's the thing, I lied to y'all when I made that video. I said, I read all the reviews, people saying you get about 10 hours of runtime on a tank of diesel. I done went hunting several times, 3 or 4 hours at a time, and I've used that much diesel out of the tank. I don't know. These are more efficient than I ever dreamed. Now I'm running on setting 1, setting 2. I don't need a ton of heat out there, but they sip fuel. They are 10 times more efficient than the propane heaters. And for sure, I can't run electricity out there and run electrical heater. I can't get over how cheap these things are and how much they sip fuel. If I can figure out how to get one to run off of waste oil, we'll be in business. I want to figure that out
Are you
bad.
ready for me to get the black stick?
Yes, you can go ahead and start
Okay.
prepping all your stuff there. I know it's going to take a minute. We got a big meal. Let me grab a few more comments here. Sorry, I'm really bad tonight on catching all your comments. So will the new channel be on YouTube, says Jerry? Yes, that's where we're going to start it. So YouTube, believe it or not, I think is the largest hosting platform for podcasts. And I like video podcasts, but we may branch out if there's some interest in this. I may look into going to like Spotify, Amazon Prime, other places to where you just get the audio portion only. We're just going to have to see what kind of demands in it, and that'll determine how much time, energy, and effort we put into it, because we're starting a new channel. We get paid $0. We get nothing for it. There's no sponsorships. There's no ads, nothing. We got to meet a certain criteria. We got to have a certain number of watch hours and certain number of subscribers before we can even apply for that program. So it's kind of scary. You're starting all over. You're putting your time and attention to something that you hope pays back one day. But honestly, the reason we're doing it right now is I think it's going to be fun, and I enjoy the intellect, the conversations that we all have, and I think there's some topics I would love to discuss further and talk about that I'm passionate about. But I'm not going to turn this channel right here into me sitting on a picnic table or sitting right here talking. That's not what these videos are about.
Don't care,
Yeah, some
that's
people
fine.
absolutely aren't going to care. I don't expect very many people at all to go over to that channel, but you never know. It may gain some traction, it may not. So we've picked up more subscribers on this channel this year and last year than I had set a goal for and was expecting. Especially last year, we blew past it. So you just don't never know till you try, right? We'll see how it works out. I still think we're going to have some awesome conversations over there, and I'm all about conversations because one thing I talked about in our podcast today, we may talk about some subjects that I don't even agree with, and I may listen to other people's views and opinions on it. We all need to do that because I have found whenever I feel a certain way about something, shutting somebody off the wrong thing to do. If you're willing to sit there and listen, even though at the end of the conversation, they may not change your mind, you may not change theirs. That's not what really the conversation really should be about. There's so much you can take out of that. Typically, there's always an aha moment or, man, I didn't think about something like that. And it's something you can apply elsewhere. Uh, Conversation's a good thing. It really is. I'll leave it at that. I'm turning this into a podcast.
You're just dying for it.
Yeah, I know. What can I say? I just wanted another opportunity to talk because I can't shut up. Oh, I want to get some of my family members on there. You think I talk a lot? Holy smokes, man! Oh man! All right, I'm gonna grab a couple more of these right here. You put yes, don't forget to put the link to your new channel in your about section. Oh yes, very good point there, and I can link that as well. And for all the people, I've had a few people in the last few days saying, hey, you posted videos, we missed it or we didn't see. I need to mention this more. I got so one of y'all got onto me. I gotta mention this more in videos, but I don't want to sound like I'm begging for views and everything. Whenever you click the subscribe button beneath our video, there's a little bell icon right there. If you'll click on that bell, you have to turn on notifications. You can turn on some or all, or no notifications if you're just not really interested in our channel. But I've had quite a few people this week saying, hey, I missed a video or two. Make sure all notifications are turned on. And anytime I post, if you have an app or something, or whenever you open it up on your TV, it'll show up in your list and it'll let you know, hey, just posted a video. So I thought I'd mention that because somebody got on to me for not ever mentioning that. Man, I really have talked a lot today. Holy smokes. Let me wet my whistle. So what is that? Andrew Kelley for president 2024. Oh,
Oh my
no.
gosh.
Oh no, you couldn't give me that job. Heck no. Why? So I can have all my views and opinions and nobody to back me up or support it? Oh, heck no. Oh, goodness gracious. So what am I cooking tonight? Asked Randy. I am not cooking nothing. I cooked a brisket last night. By the way, I started that brisket at 11 p.m. Then I woke up at 3 a.m., tended to it, got up at 6 a.m., and then continued to cook all day long. It was 14.5 hour brisket.
Yeah, he's done enough cooking over the last couple weeks, so
And
I'll give him a
I
break.
cooked Tiffany prime rib last
Oh,
weekend too.
and you cooked me smash burgers
And I cooked smash burgers
Friday
this week.
night.
I'm done cooking. Tiffany's going to treat me to my requested meal tonight, which is cabbage, deer sausage, and she makes a special sauce that is amazing. Let me kick this camera over so you can watch her clean the Blackstone, because that's interesting. All right. All right, we'll move down here so y'all can see me. Uh-oh. I just moved my computer and unplugged my camera.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. It's buffering now too. Oh, crap. See, every live stream we have a problem. Okay. They also were good now. So I just I snatched and moved my laptop to get over here and talk to y'all, and I unplugged my camera. I thought it just killed the live stream. Well, it's not gonna. My Tennessee's chickens are going crazy. Sound like guineas. Every time they do that, I keep thinking they're seeing something. They're probably seeing a bullet out there, thinking there's something around them, or either that or
No, they're
our
in
cat
there.
Patches is over there.
They're in there fussing.
Well, there won't be as much fussing come tomorrow, if y'all know what I mean. So I'm not going to touch the computer again because I just about lost y'all. Wouldn't that have been great?
Goodness.
So Pest Hunter says, we found out who the gremlin is on all these live streams. It very well may be me. I may be bumping the internet off every week or doing something crazy. So Julie says, I have an alarm on my phone to remind me, so I guess I'm a fan. Well, we truly do appreciate you.
They're really throwing a fit over
They
there.
are throwing a fit. Hopefully y'all can hear me with all the chickens making horrible racket in the background. I don't know why they're sounding like that. Like they see something sound. I don't know. They do that sound from time to time. So Kenny says, Happy New Year. May the Lord bless y'all in the coming year. P.S. The stairs and railing looked awesome and beautiful. Take care. Thank you so much, Kenny.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. And God bless. See, we got Aaron on from Australia. Everybody says they can't hear the chicken. But these little Rode mics do a good job of killing some of the outside noise. Like, sadly, y'all probably can't hear that bacon frying. And oh, is that not the best sound on the planet?
All right, so if y'all missed it, we are doing a cabbage stir fry with bacon and our venison sausage
Mm-hmm.
with a
And
special secret sauce.
And not McDonald's. I'm going to brighten this up on this camera a little. All right, maybe y'all can see us a little better there.
All right, I started off with some bacon here. We're going to get some grease going for our cabbage. That'll fry up really nicely with all this bacon grease.
I would zoom in, but it's a pretty basic meal. I think y'all get the idea. We'll let her explain it. I'll keep catching some comments. So fresh chicken parm tomorrow. Ask Blake and Becky.
What's that?
They said fresh chicken parm tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of, we
talked about doing chicken marsala, but
or spatchcock chicken.
Yeah, I don't know yet. We haven't really made up our
So
mind.
we are going to have so much leftovers from the brisket yesterday, all that meal. This meal, I don't want fresh raw chicken to sit in the refrigerator for very long, I may go ahead and vacuum seal them and freeze them and pull them back out and try it. I am curious. I have personally always had store-bought chicken, as sad as that sounds. Now, we'll have homegrown eggs and everything else. So I'm curious to see how they're going to taste. I don't expect them to be as fatty. They may not taste any different. They may taste a heck of a lot different, like most homegrown stuff does. But being that we give them, scratch feed and grower feed, kind of commercialized stuff, I'm kind of expecting a normal taste. So we'll see. And they eat healthy, so hopefully they're fat. So Rusty says we're his favorite Kelleys on planet Earth. Well, how many Kelleys do you know? I don't know if that's a good compliment or not. Robert says, did you mention freezer camp? Yes, sir. Freezer camp is happening tomorrow. We'll get a video out on that for the people that's interested in how that process works. It's going to be kind of new to me too, being this our first time having chickens, but I've cleaned so much other stuff. I don't find it overly difficult at all. There was another comment up here I was trying to catch. Oh, so Kevin says he noticed that if the bell icon's turned on, what I was just telling you about the subscribe button, YouTube doesn't unsubscribe him. I'm very curious about that because I've had an issue here lately with no longer seeing videos from channels. You kind of forget about them. It happens. We all watch a lot of channels, and then you come to find out you've been unsubscribed. I don't know if YouTube does like a purge, their software system does something, or if a glitch happens and you get unsubscribed from time to time. But I've had a lot of people tell us that on the channel too, that, hey, I used to be subscribed to y'all and realized I wasn't seeing any videos. I'm no longer subscribed. So that does happen. Not really a whole lot I can do about it. So will we be moving the live streams to the podcast channel? No. We want the podcast to be completely separate from this channel, from the outdoor channel, and we're always going to do live streams over here because our live streams typically are, well, about our homesteading stuff, our cooking. We talk about what went on the past week, what's going on next week, upcoming projects, all that stuff. The podcast is going to be completely different as far as we're going to deep dive into more personal things. Like I said, it may be marriage related stuff, good and bad. It may be financial stuff, thoughts, views, and opinions, world opinions, geopolitical stuff. I mean, it's just a place for us to have a more direct and in-depth conversation than we're having right now. So while similar format to a live stream, I won't technically be taking any live questions, so we can go in and focus on something specific, and then I'll read the comments after the fact, respond to those, have my interaction with y'all, and may do an additional video or additional podcast down the road on some repeat questions and comments that I'm seeing, or something that kind of strikes me in discussion. Again, it's just a platform for me to yak and talk a little more because I guess I like to talk a lot, don't I? Let's see here. Jill says, remember, the older the rooster, the tougher. Yeah, that's the problem. I probably should have harvested these like, I don't know, 2 months ago. I didn't really realize they would grow so fast and things would be like this. So even though our roosters are still young, they're full grown and they're probably going to be a little tough. So you've got a valid point. Probably something like chicken and rice or dumplings or something in the Instapot that
Oh, you
pressure
said
cooks
you
them
want
down.
chicken and rice?
Not really. She loves chicken and rice, and it is not my favorite at all. I am not a huge fan of chicken and rice. You know what? Let me get the camera more on you. I don't know why it moved over so much. Warning y'all, I'm going to adjust the camera. We may lose y'all, and if we do, thank y'all so much for watching. All right, I don't want to go too far. I just want to get you in the picture a little more. I want to move this laptop so bad, but I better not. So do we ever plan to free range our chickens? I used to always want to do that. That was my main thought and goal. So the problem with that is, well, I got to looking around. We literally have bald eagles flying around. I watched a fox play in the field the other day while I was hunting. We have foxes. We have raccoons. We have bobcats. We have stray dogs that come through here. We have coyotes everywhere. We have tons of cats from neighbors that come through here. I don't think my chickens will ever make it if I free range them. I'm worried about that. I really want them to go around the yard and eat grass and pick up bugs and do their own thing. So probably what I will do in the future after the coop build's done is build a chicken tractor where I can carry them around and at least get them some fresh grass and bugs and things like that. That'll be really healthy and good for their diet. But as far as just straight up letting them out, I occasionally may do that when I'm literally walking around with them. But my dream of letting them out and just bringing them back in at night, not watching, that's not going to happen. I have just seen way too much predator activity. Speaking of our pheasant that just showed up in the yard the other day, they have pheasants in Florida. One come running across the yard. I'd imagine he probably is already no longer with us with all the critters that we have.
It's my cabbage.
Goodness gracious, that was one head of cabbage.
Yeah, it cooks down pretty good.
Yeah, but I can't believe it cut up to that much. That's a ton of cabbage.
Yeah, it'll cook down.
Too much. Throw half of that away. I don't like vegetables. I'm sure Mr. Miller just got a tick or a cringe for hearing that. Okay. So Crystal said she's got a funny story. Called my dad the other day and asked what he was doing. He said he was on his tablet watching some guy building an ice maker. Wonder who that could have been. Crystal.
Crystal.
Yeah. That ice maker video has been the most popular video on the channel. I was hoping, and always kind of had thought in the back of my mind it may do good, but I wasn't expecting like a few million views good, and it's still doing really well. Now, the other series that has blown up and is continuing to do really, really well is this outdoor kitchen. I'm glad it's been getting hundreds of thousands of views a month for a little while. Now, it's slowly dying off.
I think it should, because
well, I'm very happy to see that. Yeah. And only occasionally do I get comments of people saying, this guy talks too much. We should build more. And I usually tactfully reply to, go watch TikTok if you want. No talking, quick videos. Oh, goodness. Oh, Mr. Gray, thank you so very much. Happy New Year. An extremely generous donation there.
Thank you, Mr. Gray.
Mr. Gray, you're always so kind and so giving. We truly do appreciate you a lot. Thank you so much for that. Got to go toward a bag of chicken feed, or actually a bag of dog feed, because Ruger's eating me out of house and home. We're about to swap them over to adult dog food. I can't believe that. My puppy's gone, y'all. Puppy's gone.
All right, putting on some minced garlic.
Minced garlic?
We love our garlic.
Oh, wow, that's a ton. I like it. We all about that garlic.
Excuse me.
What else we got here? What? So, Blake and Becky's topic for podcast: home defense, firearm choices, preparing for the fall of society. We may roughly hit on some of that. I'm not going to doom and gloom people. It's tempting to, because man, does it get the views. But news media in the whole world works people up. Fear sells. That's what I'm trying to say. And I don't want to do that. But I'm right up your alley. I do think the way you're thinking. I just try to have a more tactful and smart approach about it. I don't know if a lot of y'all watch Mike Morgan over Outdoors with the Morgans. The more I watch him, the more I realize he and I have very common interests and thoughts on society, life, everything that's going on in the world. And I like the way he's relatively tactful about it. Doesn't doom and gloom it, but still occasionally mentions and talks about it. So I absolutely do plan on doing that. Like I said, the podcast is going to be a little more just free. We're going to talk about whatever. And as much as I hate to say it, we're going to offend some people. That's just the way it is. It's so easy to do nowadays, it seems like. So sadly, but we're going to have good conversations too. I'm excited. Plus, now that I got me an office, I'm going to kind of set that space up there to do that. And I should ask, hopefully y'all can hear us with all the sizzling and going on in the background.
I found that whenever I listen back on the live streams, it's not as loud as we think it is.
Yeah, well, these mics do a good job, but that's really loud. You just want to make sure people can hear us. Actually, they may not want to hear me yakking right now.
Hear the sizzling food here.
See a lot of people mentioning the ice maker brought me your channel. Yes, it brought a lot of people. So any more issues with carpenter bees in the deer stand? No, Robert, because this time of year, we just went through major cold spell and frost, and the carpenter bees don't lay larvae this time of year. At least I don't see the activity to chewing. It's springtime. So I'm going to have to get on the ball. I've already been looking at some pesticides, but I think the biggest thing I'm going to do is paint and coat the underneath side, because that has worked very well for the porch. We're going to have to get aggressive come springtime. That's when they drill holes, lay larvae, and the damage begins. And we're going to have to build some new traps too, because the ones that I put out there at the pole barn have been working very well. I mean, some of them are half full, but the carpenter bees this time of year, you don't hardly see them at all unless it's an extremely warm day.
All right, I'm gonna make the sauce while the
Oh, you're gonna
cabbage
make it
is
for 'em.
doing.
All right.
Yeah.
So this sauce is amazing.
And it's easy. It's 3 ingredients.
That's it.
Yeah. So I did about 2 tablespoons of sugar,
That stuff that
regular
you
white
shouldn't be
sugar.
having.
Yeah, just a little bit. We don't hardly ever use sugar unless we're cooking with it. And then I'm gonna do probably 2 tablespoons of this mustard.
Yeah, because that's all you got. It sounds like.
Yeah. And
That's
this
spicy.
is spicy brown mustard. We like
Good to the last drop.
we like a lot of this on our cabbage, so
This
make a good
the
bit of
flavor
it here.
is awesome. Aha! And I love me some vinegar. I see why I like it so much.
all right, that's about all I'm gonna get out of there.
Yes.
All right, and some red wine vinegar.
I don't think they can see your bowl, but show it to
Oh,
them
I'll
before you
show it
mix
to
it
you.
all up. I don't want to mess with the camera no more and cut the live stream off.
And I'm doing about a 1/2 cup of vinegar.
Ain't no 1/2 cup. That's like 1/4 cup.
All right, there we go. You'll
Well,
see it.
get it. Sugar,
All right.
spicy brown mustard, red
We're
wine
gonna
vinegar.
mix this up real good.
Ooh, that's potent.
And the combination just tastes so good on this cabbage.
Y'all trust the process. I don't know what to tell you. It sounds crazy, but the flavor, especially with the sausage and all, but really the cabbage, that over cabbage is so good. That's why I crave this meal. It's really for the sauce. All right, so I see Casey has just jumped on with Henderson's How To. You've been mighty quiet and vacant here lately, Casey. I promised all them people some videos of all them custom built houses you doing over there in the Panama City area. Where's the videos? Y'all get on them. I want to see that that glass tube elevator is what I still want to see. Let's see what else we got here. All right, so Larry says we can't hear the food cooking at all. I get a little paranoid about that stuff. I want to make sure you're listening to me, not that food. All right.
All right, this is cooking up real good.
So Chris says, I'm new here and I would like to know where's the cheese.
No cheese tonight.
This ain't no meal for cheese. And I told you he was going to ask.
We needed to take a little bit of break from the cheese. I
Holy
made homemade
smokes.
macaroni or mac and cheese yesterday. So
Chris, this mac and cheese would probably choke you as much as you love cheese. Oh my goodness. It is nothing but unreal amounts of cheese. Speaking of, we got that big bowl of leftover cheese we got to eat up too.
Yeah.
It's the cheesiest macaroni you've ever seen, Chris.
We're a little overboard on the cheese.
We might have. But cheese is keto,
Yeah.
right? It's good. It's just all the noodles that it surrounds is probably
You can't claim
not.
to be eating keto if you're not doing keto.
Yeah, well, I'm a partial ketoian.
No, you're not. You are not.
Yeah, well, I do love that they love cheese. Oh man. Yeah, no cheese now. That's exactly right. So Casey says he's filming a house video this week. You better. You better. Rusty says you sound wonderful. Thank you, Rusty. You're making me blush. How about that? All right. What else we got? There was another comment that I missed. Now I'm trying to scroll back up and find it.
Smelling good.
It is smelling good. And it's so simple, y'all. This is such a simple meal.
Wow. I forgot potatoes.
Oh yeah. Those homegrown potatoes. Y'all never mind the can they're coming out of.
Oh.
It don't matter. They're already cooked, soft. They'll go in perfect. Diced potatoes in this is awesome as well. That makes it a full fill you up meal. Oh, where is that comment I missed? It must have been way on up there. Sorry, y'all. I'm reading through.
All right, I'm throwing in a can of diced potatoes just to give it a little bit of
Girth.
Yeah, there you go. That was the word I was looking for.
Looking for a girthy meal for a fat boy. All right. Well, daggone, I have lost that comment. So Ryan asked, have I ever thought about doing venison jerky on the gravity smoker? I would, but Ryan, there is I've got one of those Nesco jerky makers, and there is a seasoning. It's actually Nesco seasoning on Amazon, and I usually grind my jerky, put it out in a jerky shooter that breaks all the tough meat down, and mix in that seasoning. And when you do that, I don't know how to explain it. It tastes a lot like store-bought jerky, but it is so good. I used to make venison jerky a lot, and I don't know that I want to smoke it because it works so well in this process. And you can fit, I usually do 5 pounds at a time, which is a ton of racks. I don't know that I can get that much. I guess with them new, with the new LSS mod racks, 2 of them, I probably could do that on the smoker. That may be something fun to try, but that Nesco jerky maker sure has worked well. So if I get one more deer before the season goes out here, I plan on doing some summer sausage and jerky because we've got enough deer meat stuck back and we're still eating some of last year's as well. So you've got a thought there. I may try that. I absolutely may. So yeah, Amy says having greens and black eyed peas. No, it's maybe our first year that we're not doing the traditional
I
meal.
know.
We're having cabbage and sausage. What does that get us?
Andrew requested this.
I'm not a big fan of the black eyed peas, and I don't like greens. Ugh. But I usually try to swallow down a mouthful every.
Oh, Ruger, it smells good. Oh.
Yeah, he's over there whining. You can't eat none of that, boy. Well, we may throw you a little bit in a minute. That dog's back here whining, won't eat. So what's the next big build that we're gonna do? Oh, you're gonna hate. Can't talk about it just yet. You're gonna hate me. So it was gonna be the chicken coop, and I'm moving the chicken coop back a few weeks because something else came up. I'm still finalizing everything and getting some stuff in, so there's no point in just hyping it up just yet, if you know what I mean. You're going to see it really quick because I actually have a deadline and a date that all this stuff has to be out, and it's going to be a potential monster series that could go on all year long. We'll get it out to you. But then the chicken coop. Then I got to go help my dad build a 800 square foot barn. We'll try to record some of that. That'll be fun. Get back to doing some building like we did with the house. The list just goes on and on and on. Then we got to put the pool in. Then we're trying to figure out what we're going to do for a deck. And then I want to start building some furniture, like for my office and upstairs. And eventually, we want to build some furniture for outside. Then we want to do an outdoor entertaining space, like out in the yard. It just, holy smokes, it goes on and on and on. There's a million projects. So we got some exciting stuff coming. Y'all are going to find out here
I
in
got heavy.
literally just a couple weeks. You're going to start seeing what I'm talking about here. So do I recommend the refrigerator that we have in the outdoor kitchen? Looking to get a beer fridge in the garage. I do, Chase. I do find that this runs just a few degrees higher than it's set at, but it does go down to 35, so you can get refrigerator temperature beer if you want. The only thing I didn't realize with a glass front refrigerator is it does get, especially with the high humidity, it gets wet a lot. So keep that in mind. It'll constantly drop water, but I really like the way the glass front looks. I like that you can turn on a blue light and look in there. Um, I recommend it. It's working. I've had zero issues with it. Just really think if you want a see-through front where you have to keep things kind of looking good if company comes over a lot and deal with the water, or if you want a black front, white front, whatever it may be, where nobody can look inside. Some people desire that, but I like the look of it. It fits the space well.
All right, that's a wrap.
That is a wrap.
All done.
So Andrew asks, just wondering if your Vivor food sealer has helped with your marinating process. No, but that is something we are about to start doing 100%. I didn't realize a vacuum chamber sealer didn't suck air technically out of the bag, so it doesn't pull moisture out. We can definitely start doing some marinating with that. I'm looking forward to it. And even things like all this extra macaroni and cheese and stuff that we have left over, we can go vacuum seal stuff like that. You can vacuum seal soups. I mean, you can do whatever the heck you want.
We do need to do that. All right, this is our cabbage stir fry.
Smells so good. Miss Red Miller, you're finally seeing us eat our one vegetable for the year.
All right, and you just put a little bit of this mustard sauce on it.
So good. Y'all try the mustard sauce if you cook this. It's such an easy meal, people. All right, Ruger. He's about to knock me over to get this. I don't know if y'all can see that, but oh my. It's so good. All right, y'all. Well, I guess we are going to wrap this thing up. If I can get this wet dog off of me down here. Oh, boy. So thank y'all so much for spending your time with us. I think we can say we've made it through our first live stream in 2023 without a glitch.
Maybe that's a sign of this year to come.
Yeah, I mean, I about cut us off earlier, but we made it through. So thank y'all so much for spending, well, all of last year with us. Thank you for spending your Sunday afternoon with us. We're excited about 2023 and what it's going to bring for us. A lot of new things going. Quit, wet dog. Trying to sign off here and look professional. Uh, a lot of exciting stuff coming up on the channel. We're going to get into more DIY stuff this year because I know a lot of people are really interested in that. So thank y'all so much. Don't forget, keep Mr. Doug in your thoughts and prayers. So thankful for the wonderful news there. Thank y'all for all the stuff that y'all sent for Christmas and the gifts and the towels and everything else. We appreciate y'all. And I guess we'll catch you next Sunday. We can get back to doing normal live streams now. Catch y'all on the next one. Good night. God bless.
Good night.